So as you get started as an OMSCS student, I think it's important for us to share some of the expectations we have of you and to share some of the expectations you should have of us. First, this is a difficult program, and I share that because a lot of people come in with a particular impression of what online education or online classes are like. Maybe you've taken some MOOCs in the past and you might be thinking, I'm just going to watch a bunch of videos and I'll do a multiple choice test and then I'll get my diploma. And that's not the way this program works at all. The classes you'll take are the same classes we offer on campus. You will do coding projects, you'll do open-ended projects, you'll write a bunch of essays, you'll do real open-ended work, you'll be graded by real human TAs, and you'll get real grades. You'll find that some of the classes require 10, 15, 20 hours a week of work. So that's the level of commitment you should be expecting as you enter into the program. I think most often when we see students struggle the first semester, it's when they assume the classes are going to be a lot easier than they are, and they load up on too many of them and find that it's very hard to keep up with all of them. So do note, this is a difficult program. It's a real master's program. It's the same degree we give on campus. It is built, though, for part-time working professionals, at least with part-time working professionals in mind. All the classes are delivered asynchronously in the sense that the videos are all available for an extended period of time, the assignments are available for an extended period of time, and you have the freedom to find where in your very busy schedule you have time to work on classwork. You won't generally be asked to do things like sign on at 10 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to watch a live lecture. We're not going to ask you to do that in this program. There might be some live office hours and things like that, but those are generally optional. You'll usually have the flexibility to decide when within a week time period or so you have time to watch material, to work on homeworks and things like that. For some of you, that might be weekdays after you put your kids to bed. For others, it might be marathon sessions on the weekends. For some of you, your work might even allocate time for you to work on coursework during the day, which is great. But it is built with that flexibility in mind. That said, we do follow a semester schedule. So the semester starts on a particular day. That's the day you'll get access to the course material. It proceeds week by week with expectations on what lessons you'll watch or participate in a given week, what assignments are due when, and things like that. And there is a semester end date that generally is a firm deadline on when grades are due. So it's asynchronous within kind of a week span, but there is a course calendar, a semester calendar that we all follow. Grading in the program is A, B, C, D, F. There are no pluses or minuses, so the highest grade you can get in the course is an A. And at the end of the day on your transcript, the only thing that's reflected is the letter grade you got in a class. So it doesn't matter if you actually got a 99 or 91. At the end of the day, it's all an A. You do need to use your Georgia Tech email address. I know you probably already have another email address you use, and you might hope that you can lump them together. And there are email forwarding things that you can set up. I don't recommend using them. I find that very often they will break silently and you'll miss a couple days of emails and now you're all behind and now we're trying to get in touch with you and things like that. I recommend just getting in the habit of using your Georgia Tech email address. It's the only email address we instructors and the advisors are allowed to email for data privacy reasons. And so any emails you send us have to come from that address. Anything we send you has to go to that address. And so I recommend just getting in the habit of using that. Check it daily. I don't think you will usually need to check it more than daily. So if you check that once a day, you'll generally stay up to date. I do recommend you read the orientation document that you'll receive from the advisors. It is the comprehensive and binding list of information you need to know to be a student in this program. It's not important to have a encyclopedic knowledge of everything that's covered anywhere in that document. What you really need to know is what is covered there so that when you need the information, you know where to go and look at it. But it's where you'll get important dates and policies and things like that you will be expected to know as you go forward in the program. And finally, we expect honesty from all our students. We expect you to know and understand what cheating is, what plagiarism is, and to not do it. Different classes will have different misconduct policies on what you're allowed to do. Some will let you borrow some small snippets of code from some places. Some insist that you write everything from scratch. Make sure that you read the misconduct policies for all your classes and understand what you are and aren't allowed to do. Generally speaking, if you ever copy code, you should cite it to make it clear that it's not your own original work. If you ever copy text from any other source, you should cite it in line to make it clear you're not taking credit for that. And you should make sure to follow the exam guidelines on any proctored exams that you go through to make sure you're abiding by all those rules. Generally speaking, it's not a big issue, but we often find that most cases of misconduct are people who overlooked rules, not people who knew the rule and just decided to try and get by it. So I really recommend understanding what rules are expected of you for each individual class. So those are the expectations we have of you. I recommend starting the program a little slow. Take one class your first term just to get your feet wet. I think learning to be an online student is as much work as taking an online class. So especially your first semester, think of one class as two classes. Think of it as I'm both taking this class and I'm taking Learn to be an Online Student. And that'll make sure you're off to a good start and set up for success later in the program.